on 247, we're going to look at numbers 23 and then also at 24. So let's look at 23 first. Okay. 23 first. How appropriate. Okay. Figure skating. Oh, Hannah's not here. That's okay. So number 23 says, again, on our page 247. Number 23 says, a figure skating school offers introductory lessons at $25 per session. There is also a registration fee of $30. Write a linear equation in slope-intercept form that represents the situation. Okay, and then it says you want to take at least 6 lessons. Can you pay for those lessons using a $200 gift certificate? If so, how much money, if any, will be left on the gift certificate? If not, explain why not. Okay, so we need to come up with an equation here, or perhaps an inequality, but anyway. All right, so in this equation, are we given a slope? Are we given like a rate of change here? So, Caden, what would be the slope here in this case? I heard us say, people say, yeah, we have a slope. So what would be the slope in this particular problem? What's the rate of change?
Really?
It is, yeah. 25 over 1, exactly. So we have y equals mx plus b. Okay, so y equals 25x. And then do we have like a starting amount or an initial amount here that we have to pay? Go ahead, Caden. Do we? Yeah, the $30. Right, so we're going to say plus 30, and then boom, there's our equation. Okay, that's it. Now it says here, you want to take at least 6 lessons. Can you pay for those lessons using a $200 gift certificate? So how can we use this to figure out if we'll have enough money? What should we do here? What should we do? So yeah, Ella?
Substitute 200 for y.
Okay, put 200 in for y and then solve for x to see how many lessons that gift certificate will get us. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So let's solve it here. All right. So Reagan, I'm sorry, I know you're hurting and stuff. Actually, you know what? I'll hold off. Yep. Liv, do you? Yeah, that's fine. I'm sorry, I forgot. Liv, how about you then? How would we solve this, Liv? What do we need to do to both sides to get the x by itself? Subtract by
25.
So, well, 25, remember, is being multiplied with the x. So we're going to hold off on that. Subtract 30 from both sides, yes. Okay, yeah, it's 170. Okay, and then what's our final step here, Liv? Divide both sides by 25, yes. Okay, so get x equals, now 170 divided by 25, 6.8. So, will we have enough money for 6 lessons?
Yeah.
Yes, we have enough money for 6.8 lessons, so really we have enough money for 6, but not quite 7, so.
Has it ever happened where like there is a 0.8 lesson? Like, let's say you go there and you finish the 80%.
Doesn't happen.
And then they're just like, get out of here, you wasted all your time.
Exactly, yeah, exactly.
If that happened,
Your head now, man?
yeah.
Doesn't
I hope you feel better.
Would you leave? If you went to class and they're like, you finished your 0.8%.
Right.
It doesn't
Would you
happen.
leave?
All right, you have to leave, everyone else can stay, though, kind of thing, yeah. No, I mean, so I tutor sometimes, and if people want to do like a half hour or something like that, then I'll just charge them half. But yeah, when it gets to like, 0.8, that's like kind of, it's a little, I don't know, it's just like either we do the full hour or you do half an hour. I don't want to do like little fraction-y kind of things, There are some works, though, like, so where my wife works, they round to quarters of an hour. So every 15 minutes kind of thing.
What is
So she works for a company called Leidos. So
Lotus Biomedical?
yeah.
That's where my mom works.
Oh, no way. Yeah. Does she work
What's
on?
her name? First name.
Stephanie is her name.
Oh, that's my mom.
Yeah. Interesting.
Your mom, you said?
No.
No. My wife might work with his mom. What's your mom's name? What's your mom's name?
Maureen.
Marie?
Yeah, Maureen.
Okay.
No,
Marie.
Yeah.
Maureen.
I don't, it's people pronounce it randomly.
So how do you
It's
spell
Irish.
it?
What?
How do you spell it?
Naureen.
Okay, Maureen.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Wilson then?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I'll ask her if she knows a Maureen Wilson.
you.
Yeah. Anyway, so back to this though. 6.8. So right, Alex's point, right, or the point here is that you have enough for 6, you don't really have enough for 7, you have to supplement with your own money or something like that. But the major question was, you want to take 6 lessons. Can you? Yes. Okay. So yes. Yes, there is enough for 6 lessons. Okay, but then it wants to it also asks, if so, how much money, if any, will be left on the gift certificate? So if we only take 6 lessons, how much money is going to be left on the gift certificate?
87.
Well,
Or
is this
no.
an amount of money? This is an amount of lesson. It's a
Yeah.
fraction of a lesson, yeah.
Caden's raising
A lesson is $25. What do you say, Keith? $20? $20 will be left. How do you know, Caden? What's that? Oh, you did it a different way. How did you do it? What did you do? Okay, so you plug 6 in for x. Okay, and so 25 times 6, that's 150, plus 30 is 180. Okay, aha. So this is an alternative way to do it. Ella was fine the way she did it, but this is a different way to do it. You can see here that it only costs $180 for 6 lessons, and so therefore, again, our $200 gift certificate is plenty of money, and yeah, there's a $20 difference. In this case, you can see that part too. Okay, right there. Okay, perfect. Good. And look, there's Hannah.
Oh, yeah.
La la la. Okay, anyway, so number 24, let's do this one here together, and then I'll show you what we're going to be doing here today, okay, which is similar to this stuff, but anyway. I just want to make sure we get more practice with these word problems. All right, Lorena and Benita are saving money. They began on the same day. Lorena started with $40. Each week, she adds $8. The graph describes Benita's savings plan. Which girl will have more money in 6 weeks? How much more will she have? Explain your reasoning. Okay, so we have 2 different equations. We got Lorena. We got Benita. Okay, so we have to write 2 different equations. All right, so let's go to Daniel. Daniel, it says here Lorena started with 40, and then each week she adds $8. So what would be Lorena's equation? I'm just going to use capital L for Lorena.
40
Uh-huh.
plus 8x.
40 plus 8x. Okay, perfect. She starts with the 40 and then adds 8x per week. Okay, good. All right, let's do Benita's equation. Okay, so thank you, Daniel. We'll go to Shepard. Shepard, here is Benita's savings plan over here. Okay, so let's see here. Shepard, can you tell me what's the y-intercept of that line? 50. Okay, so we know her equation is going to have y equals something plus 50 at the end there. But now we got to figure out the slope. Okay, so if I look right here, Shepard, it looks like I'm counting up 1 and right 2 to get to the next point. But when I go up 1 box, how much am I really going up by, Shepard? 10. So it's going to be 10 over. And when I go over 2 boxes, how much am I going over by? Yeah, so it's 10 over 2. Ooh, and what's 10 over 2 simplified to be? 5. Yeah, so we can say 5x plus 50 if we want. Okay, perfect. We have Lorena, we have Benita. Now we want to compare who's going to have more in 6 weeks. So to figure that out, Simon, what should we do now? If we want to figure out who is going to have more after 6 weeks, what should we do now?
Adding 6 over x.
Yeah, put in 6 for x. You got it. Good job. 40 plus 8 times 6. Y equals 5 times 6 plus 50. Okay, so 8 times 6 is 48 plus 40 is going to be 88 doll hairs. And then 5 times 6 is 30 plus 50 is 80 doll hairs. Okay? So, who will have more money at the end of 6 weeks? Lorena. Lorena will have more money after 6 weeks. Okay, and then the work, explain your reasoning. Well, the explanation is the work right there. You can see it. Okay. Questions on any of that? No questions. All right, so we're going to turn the page to a separate section here on page 256. Okay, actually, I'll let you guys finish writing that there. And then once you finish, please turn to page 256. Okay. Now, we're going to start at number 8 and 9 at the top there. 8 and 9 at the top there. Okay. All right. So, number 8, and again, we're on page 256. Number 8 and 9. There are directions on the previous page. I don't want to use those directions. We're going to make our own directions here. We're going to say, write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. All right, so we're going to look at 8 and 9 first, and then we'll do some word problems. Okay, so number 8.
What page is that?
256. 256, please. 256. Question, Dylan. Yes. Okay, and we're going to do number 9 first, and then we'll talk about number 8. Okay, we'll do 9 first, and then number 8. Okay, so let's do number 9 first. Okay. All right, now, all we're told about our line is that the point 0,3 and the point 2,4 are on the line. Okay. If we're going to write the equation of a line in slope-intercept form, what information do we need? We need to find the slope. And we also need to find the
Y-intercept.
Y-intercept. Are we given any of that information here, number 9?
We're not. Yes.
We are. What are we given?
Y-intercept.
Oh my goodness, we are. We're given the y-intercept. Okay, so there it is. So we know that our b is 3. So we can write y equals mx plus 3. But what piece of information are we not given?
The slope.
The slope. How can we find the slope? What do we have to find the slope? Ella?
We have the y-intercept and then we have 2 points on the line.
We have 2 points. How can we find the slope using 2 points? Yeah, go ahead, Ella.
You can just like see how far apart they are.
Yeah, slope formula, right? Slope formula, okay? So we'll just do m equals. We'll label these, right? x1, y1, x2, y2, okay? What coordinates do we subtract on the top, Ella? Remember, it's rise over the run, so that means the top numbers will be the, what deals with the rise? A y. So y is on top, x is on the bottom. So we'll do 4 minus 3, and I asked because it came up on the test too, so not that it really hurt you, but I was like, ooh, she flipped it. She flipped it again. Okay. 4 minus 3 over 2 minus 0. So 4 minus 3, 1. 2 minus 0, 2. So our equation is y equals 2x plus 3. Okay, there it is. Okay. We'll come back to number 8. I don't want to do that one just yet again. So we'll skip to number 10 here. Okay. Number 10 says, an oil tank is being filled at a constant rate. Constant rate of change, that means it's a line, right? The depth of the oil is a function of the number of minutes the tank has been filling, right? So like the longer the tank has been filling, the deeper the oil will be, right? The higher the depth will be, the greater the depth. Find the depth of the oil 1/2 hour after filling begins. So we got to come up with an equation, and we got to answer this question. Okay. So again, are we given the rate at which the oil is spilling out here or filling up? Are we given a rate?
Yeah.
Where are we given the rate?
The rate in the box.
Okay. Are these rates though? These are not rates. It's not saying like feet per minute necessarily. These are just points.
Well, you gotta find it out yourself.
Yeah, we got to find out ourselves. Exactly right. Exactly right. We got to find out ourselves. So let's see here. So we really have 3 points. We have the point 0,3. We have the point 10,5. Or the point 15.6.
That's all 1 every 5 minutes. 1 foot.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I think you're right. Yep. Okay. So yeah, sometimes we can just find that. Okay. But again, let's write the equation. We've got 3 points here, so we need to just write the equation of the line. And again, to write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form, what 2 pieces of information do we need? The what? The slope and the y-intercept. All right, Hannah's got it. That's good. Okay, Mark answered earlier, so I guess we can say that Mark's got it too. Okay, Hannah, Mark got it. All right, a few of us do. Okay, but again, slope and intercept are what we need to find here, and we're not given any, or are we? Are we given the slope in this problem? We can find it, okay, but we're not given it directly. We have to calculate it. Are we given the y-intercept in this problem? Yes, what's the y-intercept? 3. So we have the y-intercept already. Okay, we got to find the slope. So slope, m equals, and we'll just do the slope formula. Pick 2 points. Okay, the last 2. Sure, let's do it. So we'll do 6 minus 5 over 15 minus 10. Question, Tyler? You have to go to the bathroom, Sky? All right. So, okay, well, after Tyler, can you wait for after Tyler?
But you picked on him first. That wouldn't be fair. Because we both wanted to do the same thing.
Okay.
We went to the bathroom together.
I mean, you could do that if it's an emergency. Will one of you please wait for the other one? Does it matter? Do you care?
I don't even use the bathroom. I just go to lunch and pick up food.
So then Tyler can go next, and then you can wait, Sky. All right.
But what if lunch is over by then?
I mean, he wants to go.
Wait,
Tyler,
I mean, a little bit.
you let him go. All right, Sky, then go. Go quick. All right.
Wait, can I actually use the restroom?
Shh. No, Tyler's next, and then you, Alex. There's an easy way. Hey, guys, look. There's an easy way to solve this problem. When you're at lunch, go to the bathroom. It solves the problem. You can still go when you don't have to go. You know what I'm saying? And then it takes care of itself for later. Anyway, think of it as like thinking ahead, you know? All right, so 1/5 is our slope. Our y-intercept we're told was 3, so we have y equals 1/5 x plus 3, like that. Okay? Now it says find the depth of the oil. Find the depth of the oil 1/2 hour after filling begins. So then what should we do at this point now? We've got the equation. 1/2 hour, that's how many minutes? This right here?
No, that's 6 minus 5.
6 minus 5 over 15 minus 10. Sorry. So 1/2 hour is how many minutes? 30. So we're going to plug 30 in for the x or the y. Yeah, the x here, right? You can see, folks, right here. Time in minutes. It's an x, the x. So 1/5 times 30 plus 3. Okay. 1/5 of 30 is 6. Plus 3 is 9. So 9 feet will be our depth there. That's our y coordinate. Okay? Questions on that? Number 10? All right, I want to have you guys try one here then. Skip to number 14. Skip to number 14, and I want you to try that one, okay? Skip to number 14. I'm going to have you try that one. Okay. So number 14. The amount of fresh water left in the tank of a 19th century clipper ship is a linear function of the time since the ship left port. Here, Eric, did you want to finish that? Okay. Write an equation, and don't use point slope, use slope-intercept form, okay? So don't use point slope form, use slope-intercept form. Yeah, point slope is a different form we can use. We're going to stay with slope-intercept right now. Okay. So do you have to what? If you want to use point slope form, if you know it, that's fine, but yeah. Okay, and then once you write an equation in slope-intercept form, tell me how much water will be left in the ship's tanks 50 days after it leaves port. Okay. you got 3 points here really to deal with, right? You have the point 1, comma, 3,555. You have 8, comma, 3,240. And then you have 15, and that's 2,925. Okay, so you have 3 points there you can work with to help you. Again, come up with what you need to do there. If you're stuck, I'll come and help some. Yeah, you had the right idea. Yep, subtract. And yeah, subtract from x's too. Good job. That's right. Yes. You're okay with this? Okay. Danny, you all right? Okay. Number 14, actually. Write the equation of the line and slope-intercept line, and then answer how much water will be left in its tanks after 50 days. Okay. So, slope-intercept form, equation. Yes. Which should be divided by 7 now, because it's 8 minus 1, so it's 7. So there's your slope. But it's going to be negative 40 plus. Plus. Well, and so we have to put plus b. We don't know the b. We're going to have to solve for it using, again, one of your points here and plug it in. Okay? Like we've been doing. That's all yours? The slope formula. Take 2 points, and then do like y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay? Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm coming. So, set up your equation. You have the slope, right? This is what you know so far. You have 1, 2, 3 points.
Oh, wait, yeah.
Pick any of them.
Never mind. My brain just had it a little.
Hey. That's okay. Just make sure you get it back by the end of class, okay? So Mark, what are you going to do here for the first step?
Y equals.
Mx plus d. Okay, that's a good start. So, are you told what the slope is in this problem?
No.
No. Are you told what the y-intercept is in this problem?
Yes. No.
We're not. Okay. So I'll come right back to it. Hang on. So how can we find? We need to figure out a slope or a y-intercept here. So let's maybe try the slope first. Okay. Slope. We have the slope formula, right? Y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So pick. You have really 3 points here. You have this one. You have this one. And you have this one. Just pick any 2 points. Find the slope. Okay. Use slope formula. All right. What's the trouble? Matt was playing with things.
Oh, I got it, Lord. I don't know how I did.
Wait, can I go to
Oh.
Sky's here.
Yes. Yes.
You just can't see the cursor.
I think your wire. like you use this first one, for example. That's a y coordinate for the y. That's the x coordinate, put it into the x, and then solve for b to get the y-intercept.
Yeah. What?
Vamos.
I don't know what
That
Russian
means,
means.
well, let's go. Back to your seats. It's kind of indicated with the way I was kind of brushing you aside there too, okay?
I thought you were trying to suck me.
Thought I was trying to touch you?
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I'm sorry that was misinterpreted that way.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. I'll take a look at it. Like-
Every time they try to graph me, it says error loaded.
Oh, well then, hit quit or hit enter, sorry. Yeah, so you got the same y-min and y-max, that's the problem. Okay. You just wait. And don't let Matt play with your calculator, okay?
No, it's not him.
It's not him? Okay. Well, whatever it is, you have to hold off for right now, okay? So, we have 3 points here. 1, 3,555, 8, 3,240, and 15, 2,925. Okay? Pick any two of those points. Find the slope. Okay? Because we're not given the slope here. So I'll just use the last two. So we'll do 2,925 minus 3,240 over 15 minus 8. Okay? 15 minus 8, that is 7. 2,925 minus 3,240, we get negative 315. And this actually simplifies to negative 45. Okay, so our slope then is negative 45. Put that in front of the x and plus the b there. Okay, and now we need to find our missing y-intercept. Right, we're not told what the y-intercept is. So this is just like what we've done in the past. Pick any point now, plug it into the equation for x and the y. Okay. Does it matter which point we plug in? Sure. Okay, first one. Let's do it. 3,555 equals negative 45 times 1 plus b. And then that's negative 45 times 1 is negative 45. And then add 45 to both sides. And so we get 3,600 equals b. So our final equation then is y equals negative 45 x plus 3,600. Okay? So in other words here, how much water did the ship start with? How much water did the ship start with? 3,000. No, careful. That was after 1 day. After 1 day it had that much left. How much did it start with? Look at your equation. 3,600. Don't you want to add the 45 back because they took 45 away. So the initial amount is right here. It's the y-intercept. 3,600, day 0, right? Okay. And then every day they use 45 gallons of water. Okay. They use 45 gallons of fresh water. Fresh water, of course. There's plenty of seawater, but they need fresh water, right? So that's the idea there. Okay. Last thing then. Find the amount of water that will be left in the ship's tanks 50 days after leaving port. So now where's that 50 go, Hannah? And for the x. So yeah, we have y equals negative 45 times 50 plus 3,600. 1,350 gallons of fresh water. Okay. You don't really want to use up all your fresh water because then if there's an emergency or something like that, you're done. You're in trouble. Okay, let's we'll stop right there. I'll give you guys your assignment then. Okay. The good news is our assignment, our homework for tonight. I'm not going to have you guys do any word problems. Okay, we're just going to stick with some like basic kind of non-word problems, I guess we'll say here. You may put your books away for now. That's fine. Okay, that's fine. Thank you. Oh yeah, I can pass those back here in a second now.
Here you go.
Okay.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, we'll see it. I'm gonna take it easy.
Are they in hack yet?
No, I haven't put them in a hack yet.
Oh, damn.
This is definitely not what we're learning. This is like 5 times more than Oh no, it's wrong.
Yeah, you can recycle. Take 2 of these. Take 1.
Aren't you in track?
Short track?
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with track.
What?
I don't know what to do with track.
What do we have to do? I'm gonna tell you here.
You have to get in shape.
I have to play my soccer.
Yeah, Matt's got it.
Oh,
Want to pass it down? Please. You guys got one right here. Alex, this is for you. Okay, here's your homework. Shh. The front and the back look very similar. Shh. The front and the back look very similar, okay? So please make sure you're on the correct side. Your number 1 should say -5, -2, and 3, -1, okay? So make sure you're on that side, okay? For your assignment, what I'm going to have you do, okay, will be, let's see here. I'm going to have you do numbers 1. Okay, I'll have you do number 3. And I'm going to have you do numbers 8. And that. And 10, we'll say. Okay, that's weird, I know. 1, 3, 8, and 10. Okay?
3, 8.
Yep, just those 4 problems. Okay? So again, remember you're writing things in slope-intercept form. That means you'll need to find a slope and a y-intercept. Okay? None of these give you the slope or the y-intercept, so you have to figure them both out for each of these 4 problems. Okay? Why am I bullying you? I know. I will have to brush up on my rights for you, your rights, I guess. Okay, so let's get started here, folks. I'll come around and help as necessary. Okay, let's get started here. You have a good amount of time to get these done. Only 4 problems. Okay, this is very doable.